Alright, so as a few of you know, I have been on a diet. Pretty hardcore diet. Um, I am down to about 153. I started at 184 in May. My goal is to go all the way down to 140 on just about 200 calories a day, and then celebrate. We're doing an in-office day next month, bringing a couple of keto skillet cookies. I'm going to make 3 of those and bring them in to share with the office, as well as a keto pizza for myself. I'm going to eat the whole thing. Doing a day trip to Friendly sometime around the beginning of the year. I might even do a New Year's Day. And then a third celebratory meal somewhere. When I'm done with all that, I expect to be at 150 pounds. So you're saying, what's the point of going all the way down if you're losing 10 pounds? And the answer is, I'm doing that deliberately. That's part of the plan. Couple of things. Most of the time you go on TV and you see those folks doing those like competitive fad diets where they lose a bunch of weight and then put it back on when they go off the diet. It's because they stop dieting. Not just the weight loss portion, but also the follow-up portion of the diet, where you're supposed to continue on the good trend of eating well and eating healthy and controlling what you eat, and they stop doing that. That's why a lot of folks on those diet shows, that's why their diets fail. They completely stop doing any of that, they stop caring, they put the weight back on. I'm not doing that. Some things I've done I'm going to continue doing. No more junk food. Like, I'll still do beef jerky. That's like, some of that's borderline yes, borderline no junk. No snacks, no junk candies ever, no non-diet sodas, and as little of the diet soda as possible, because I'm cutting that out, because I'm old enough I shouldn't be eating all that stuff anyways. It's kid crap. No junk cereals for breakfast, no dessert for dinner, no regular stuff that you shouldn't have. I am, however, going to do maybe once a month something a little bit special. Maybe I'll go to the German restaurant and I'll do a big meal there, sausages and cake for dessert. But that's going to be maybe once a month. Maybe. If I do anything like that at all. So I'm going down to 140. I'm deliberately building in 10 pounds maximum weight gain after that. The goal is to hover between 150 and 160. If I go too high, I then cut my calories down, as I'm doing now, and go back down towards 150. And then if I start putting on the weight again, fine, a little bit's okay. If I put on close to that 160, I go back down again. And that's where I'm going to hover at. Previously, I went from 150 in 2016 to 212 pounds in 2019. Then down to 156. 3 years later, up to 184 again, down to 156 again. Then back up to 184 again 2 years later, which was this past May. Now I'm down to 150 again. Rather than seesaw by 30 or 50 pounds, I'm going to do it by no more than 10. Maintain that control over what I eat. Okay, cool. So that's all well and good, but what's the point of all this video? I know how to diet, you're saying to yourself. I don't care about any of that. Good for you. Well, a couple things. For starters, I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I've been outgrowing my belts. I bought this belt specifically when I outgrew the belt I'm wearing now. So I'm going to adjust the camera here so you can see this a little bit better. See if we can get that all the way down. Alright, good. By the way, if you don't know who this guy is, drop a mention in the comments. I will tell you all about him. Super awesome dude. So, what I did was, I had this belt originally. I outgrew it. It's got the size down here. This is a size medium belt I got from Kohl's. And this one, I believe, is a size large. Also from Kohl's. Very nice belt, by the way. Calvin Klein. Anyway, so I had almost completely outgrown this belt. And I was on the last hole here back in May. I have since lost that much off my waist. That's about 4 inches. It's actually more than that. It used to be just barely squeezing into that hole on the belt to just barely getting now one. This is comfortable and this is now loose on me. The visual is going to help because when you diet, you're going to do this too. So you can see if I can illustrate here. Here's where the hole is. The absolute tightest I can get this. Yeah, there we go. That's just on the border of comfortable. So I'm going to lose a couple more inches. This is the perfect fit right now. It's as small as this belt will possibly go. If I go any smaller, I go down to my next belt. Now, meanwhile, the other big visual I wanted to give you is something I realized recently. So, I had bought these Fruit of the Loom boxers a while back. These are good and comfortable and they're pretty loose and saggy. You can see I've stretched out the waistband pretty good because I was, again, 30 pounds heavier. I then went back and I wanted to buy some new ones later, but I accidentally bought them in the wrong size and they're too small. So you can get an idea of the size there and the size there. Quite a bit bigger, like a lot bigger. These are size large. It's not giving me a waistband size. Those are large. This again is from the same main brand, and these are, oh crap, it's not even saying. Well, it's counterproductive. So these are a medium. I know they're a medium because that's what I bought. They're definitely a lot smaller. Whatever. Completely defeated that. Anyway, so I'm going to lay these out next to each other so you can see just how small they are. Not doing a good job with the camera. That's fine. You can get an idea just based on how much more it's several inches wider. This is now loose on me, and these are now a perfect fit. They're a full size smaller. These are a perfect fit. They're just on the snug size. So I'm now down roughly about 4 inches in belt size and a full size in pant size. And you could also see earlier, if you recall, when I was adjusting my belt, see if we can adjust the camera again. You can see here, the pants are actually bunched up, where I got this bit of fabric that's folded in, like this. You're not supposed to be able to do that if it fits properly. So this is a good like inch shorter on the pants. And this is one of those stretchy materials that's designed to be a little bit bigger, so it's not actually denim. It's a poly cotton blend. So these are now within the minimums of their stretching, and now they're actually like loose on me by about an inch. So I won't need to replace these pants because, again, I'm going to be at about 150 when I'm done, which is close to where I'm at now. And that's about where I'm going to stay. But I'm definitely not ever going to need these again because they're way too big on me. They just don't fit. They're loose. They're uncomfortable. Don't need them. And to further that point, so my advice to any of you, if you're having trouble dieting, it's because you don't know what to do, you don't know that you're lost, you don't know that you need a plan. If you do need that, come talk to me. I will tell you what particular things to do, what not to do. Not a doctor, but I'm in the middle of a diet. I've had the chance to document everything, a lot of what I've been doing. I've been doing this for a good 6 months on this go-round, and this is not my first time dieting. I can tell you about the pitfalls, the pros, the cons, what to do, what not to do. I get a lot of the basics right. Snacks, junk food, not even a thing. My favorite candy is Almond Joy. I don't think I've had a single one all this year, and it's October. That's all I got to say.